His Excellency Bronislaw Geremek, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Poland.
Madam Secretary of State, my dear friends, Czech and Hungarian ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, 53 years ago, in nearby Fulton, Missouri, Winston Churchill delivered this famous speech in which he said, "From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent." Today, with joy and pride, we celebrate the end of the bipolar world symbolized by the Iron Curtain. This brings satisfaction especially to those who sacrificed so much in the struggle for freedom over the last 50 years. For the people of Poland, the Cold War, which forcibly excluded our country from the West, ends with our entry to NATO. Poland, as a member of the most powerful alliance, bringing together democratic nations of Western Europe and North America, joins the vital process of bridging all divisions and contributes to the security and stability in Europe. This remarkable achievement would not have taken place without the leadership, vision, and courage of individuals who have played the pivotal role in that process. We owe our deep gratitude to President Bill Clinton and Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. We are grateful to the US Senate. We are grateful to the American people who have continuously expressed their support for our aspirations. Today's ceremony confirms that the alliance is a community of values. The success of NATO over the last 50 years has been built on the principles of democracy, civil rights and liberties, shared by all of its members. The nations who join this community today were denied these values until 1989. On the streets of Budapest in 1956, Prague in 1968, and Gdansk in 1970 and 1981, they paid a heavy price. They have proved the democratic credentials which give them the right to be here today. Poland in the alliance will be a good and credible ally for good and bad weather. We are prepared to both take advantage of the rights of membership and bear the obligations the membership carries. We shall contribute substantially to bolstering the organization and to developing its political and military strengths. I want to assure our allies that we will not lack the determination, courage, and imagination needed to reinforce our own capability as a member of the alliance. We are convinced that NATO must remain a defensive alliance based on the principle of solidarity. To quote President Harry Truman, "The security and welfare of each member of this community depend upon the security and welfare of all. None of us alone can achieve economic prosperity or military security. None of us alone can assure the continuance of freedom." And we consider the alliance, to use Senator Vandenberg's words, as a fraternity of peace. We share the view that NATO has a wider role to play to further the cause of democracy, human rights, and solidarity. Let me say a word about relations between America and Europe. Poland shall be dedicated advocate both of the process of European integration and the strong transatlantic link. The United States has given the Atlantic community leadership, stability, and strength. Europe continuously needs a firm American anchor for its security and growth. Conversely, American security and prosperity depend on a reliable and flourishing Europe. We should keep the door to the alliance open for those who have fought for freedom, for those nations also in Central Europe, which have all necessary credentials. Another curtain must never again descend on Europe. Also, it would lack the rigidity of the old iron one. It would almost certainly become as cruel. It would keep us divided economically, if not politically. Based on common values, principles, NATO must promote value-oriented approach to democracy, stability, and peace. The challenge facing us in the coming centuries, the challenge of creating a new international order, must be an indispensable and inseparable part of our agenda. To meet this challenge, we must safeguard democratic values incorporated in the Washington Treaty, the ability to defend ourselves, and the strong transatlantic ties. These are the sources of our strengths. We cannot let them fade away in the future. Let me say in this room just few words in my language, in Polish. To wielki dzień dla Polski, jak i dla milionów Polaków rozproszonych po wszystkich kontynentach. Polska wraca na zawsze, tam, gdzie jest jej miejsce, do wolnego świata. Polska już nie jest osamotniona w obronie swojej wolności. Jesteśmy w NATO dla naszej i waszej wolności. This is a great day for Poland, as well as for millions of Poles scattered all over the world. Poland forever returns where she has always belonged, to the free world. Poland is no longer alone in the defense of her freedom. We are in NATO, as you used to say, for your freedom and ours. For Harry Truman Presidential Library, I brought from Poland some records of history of our road to freedom, and among them a poster of 1989 elections with a picture of Gary Cooper from the film High Noon. It helped us in Poland to win. For the people of Poland, High Noon comes today. Dear friends and allies in some seconds, it's a great day for Poland and for the world. Thank you.